Hello friends, welcome to our channel. In this video, we are going to start an important topic on what are components and how it's being useful in building the React projects. Components are the main and core building blocks of the React application. Because in React, everything we will be creating using components. As you are aware that React.js is just a library and we are utilizing it for creating the components to build our application. Components are nothing but reusable pieces of code which can be reused and easier to maintain. Components is basically a JavaScript class or function which returns the React element that defines the user interface and its functionality. In other words, it will return the JSX codes. We can define these components in two ways. One is as functional components and another as class-based components. In functional components, we will define it as a JavaScript function like this. And this function should return some JSX codes. It's also called as stateless component. In class-based component, we will be creating a JavaScript class which extends the components class, and inside that we will be using a React method called render which will further return some JSX code. This will be referred as a stateful component. This is just a theoretical explanation. Let's see how we can implement and use it in our application. Let's look into our project. I have already started our application by giving npm start and it's up and running in the browser. Here you can see app.js file, which is the root component that has been created while creating our application. So this is basically a class-based component as we are creating a class that extends the component class from the React. And this further have the render method which returns the JSX code. And this type of class-based component will be useful when we are handling with these states, and we will see it in our upcoming lectures on detail. Now we are going to create our custom component. Let's say I have to create a component called student. So I have to create a custom folder inside our source folder. Going to create a folder called student, and you have to follow a naming convention that whenever we are creating a component, the starting letter should start with the uppercase. And under this folder, I am going to create a JS file with the same name as our component. Now we are going to create a functional component. For that, we can just create a function like this. But we can't utilize the full functionality of ES6. So I am going to define this function in another way. For that, I am going to create a variable with const with a name as student. Here the function name should always start with the lowercase, which is another naming convention. Here I can create a function in two ways. First, I can create using a function keyword like this, and another way is using the arrow function. It's always recommended to use the arrow function since we can make use of some newer functionalities like handling this keyword and many things. So it's always recommended to use the arrow function. Here in the arrow function, this is the argument that we are getting for the function, and this is the body of our function. Here I am going to return a JSX code. Let's say I am going to return a paragraph tag with hi, this is the student component. And I am going to close this tag. Now if you have seen our previous video, you might have noticed that we are missing one important thing here. Are you guys able to recollect on what we are missing? Whenever we are using the JSX code, it is mandatory to import a library called React, since behind the scene it will be useful to convert it into a standard JavaScript object. Let's import it. Since we are going to utilize this function in other components, we have to make it available by using the export option. We have to export this function. Now we are done with our first custom component called student component. Now we are going to inject this component in our root component. For that, go to app.js file. First of all, we have to import our component. We can import using any name. It's not necessary it has to be a component name, but it's always recommended to use the same name as of component. Also, you have to note that whatever name we are giving here should always start with the uppercase, because in JSX, whenever we are defining the tag with the starting letter as smaller case, it will be considered as a default HTML element. Whereas if you are defining the same element with the starting letter as uppercase, then it will be considered as a custom component. So our component should always start with the uppercase. Let's resume our import. We have to import this component from our student folder, which is in the same directory. Under that folder, we have to import that corresponding JS file, and this .js extension can be ignored since it is already handled by our build workflow. Next, we have to import our component into this JSX. For that, we have to define our component name, which we have imported here as a tag. Here you can close this tag like this, or else you can also use as a self-closing tag. Now we have injected our custom component into our root component like this. Let's see the output. You can see our custom component is injected into our root component. The main advantage of component is its reusability. For instance, if I want to reuse the same content several times in our application, we can just duplicate these tags like this, and we can see the output which has been rendered several times. So we no need of duplicating the code, just we can utilize the same component wherever we want. Now let's go back to our student component. Here we are just rendering our static content here. We can see how we can render some dynamic content. For that, I am going to display my age here. My age is X. So this X should have some dynamic content. Let me use some math function to generate the age value dynamically. Using random method. Also, to get it as a whole number, I am going to use math.floor. Let's see what will be the output. Here you can see it's rendered as a string rather than manipulating it. In order to manipulate it as a dynamic value, we have to enclose it into a single phrases like this. So if you save this file, you can see the age is calculated with the math function that we have used. And also if you refresh the page, you can see that it's generated dynamically. In this way, we can insert any of the dynamic content into our component. That's it guys. I hope you got some understanding on how to create a custom component and how to inject it in the root component. Also, we have seen how to render a dynamic content in our JSX code. In our next video, we will see how to pass a dynamic property to our custom components. Thank you for your valuable time. Please share with your friends if you feel this video is useful. Also, subscribe to our channel to get more learning videos like this.